Okay, we're back. All right, so after figuring out what was going on with my GPU, so it's a little bit of an interesting story here. So this is the Zephyrus G16. It's a thin light, it's about 4.5 pounds, maybe a little bit less. So beautiful laptop, CNC machined or milled aluminum, unibody chassis, all that good stuff. OLED display, 240 hertz, at 1440p. Looks absolutely stunning. But as the Zephyrus of last year, or I believe the year before that, what Asus has done with the cooling is there's very little intake room on the bottom of this device. So what happens as a result is this thing heats up right to that junction temperature. Well, as we're seeing here, right now we're pushing about 95 watts to that GPU, and we're seeing that it's hitting 85 degrees. So that's pretty much thermal throttle temperature of that GPU. I guess after a few minutes it soaks in, and well, the my workload also here is a little bit different because I am pushing to or streaming, excuse me, to YouTube and playing the game as well at 1440p resolution, medium settings, DLSS frame generation is on, and upscaling DLSS is set to quality mode. So the game looks great, but I guess there's just not enough cooling capacity in this laptop because the GPU is certainly more than capable, and so is the CPU in this device. It's got a Core 9 or Core Ultra 9 185H, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, and it has certainly more than enough chops to get it done. The cooling here is what's killing this thing. As you can see, it's hitting 87 degrees on that GPU. At some points, it's going to drop the wattage on that GPU down to half, and that's going to make the frame rate tank here, and pretty much streaming to YouTube is just gonna come to a halt. So then I have to give it a few minutes for it to cool down until it drops to about 70 or below 70 degrees, and then at some point it starts to ramp the wattage back up again. But every time it hits 85 degrees, so I'm gonna max out all the fans actually, because previously I tried to max out just the GPU fan, and I think maybe that isn't sufficient. We need all the cooling capacity here we can get, so we'll just crank all the fans up here to 100%, and also the system fan, why not? There are 3 fans in here. Let's keep this thing as cool as we possibly can. Have some level of noise cancelling available on this mic here. Or yeah, so hopefully, okay, that looks a little bit better. Let's see if we can keep this from thermal throttling itself to death while we stream and play this game. We'll try to see if we can get another hour out of this thing. Otherwise, I might have to take some interesting steps here to figure out how to get this problem solved. I have tried using a laptop cooling pad. I do have another laptop cooling pad available, so if need be, we'll certainly pop this thing on that. I was hoping it wouldn't come to that because they introduced a significant amount of noise, and I'm not sure if this microphone that I'm using here, I may have to switch mics to my USB mic, but I'm not sure if this mic here will filter out enough of that noise.
Have gone missing. Do we know why? Lot of weird things lurking in the forest. I got the goods to kill most all of them.
Nice. Okay. What can we buy? Mayhem. Oh, that's massive. 1600 gold. Concentration. Longbow. Will become Twist of the Veil. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find more stuff along the way. Oh, we can upgrade? Have they simplified it that much? Shop rank. Okay. Alright, yeah, we can see that the GPU is still at that thermal throttle temperature of 86 degrees. Yikes. So I am pushing this thing harder than probably most of you will. It's not that the laptop itself is bad, but the cooling certainly leaves a lot more to be desired. So if you're going to be streaming on this thing, you may want to reconsider a different option. I love how thin and light it is, and for my editing tasks, it's perfectly fine. But I guess in this case, if you're streaming this game and playing for hours at a time, yeah, it's the CPU isn't bad. I don't care. That thing can hit 100 degrees for all I'm concerned. It's the GPU because it tanks the frame rate and then everything just becomes a stuttery mess. I've got my fans cranked here to 100%.
Seems like a lot's
All three
happened
fans
out
in this
here.
device.
What
Let's see how long we
happened?
can last
This
without
area is where
getting into a stuttery mess again. Oh, what's this? Oh, I guess she can unlock doors as well.
What about now? Whatever Solus did
What?
stirred up everything again. The old blood magic from the war never went away.
Cool.
Ancient relics appear out of thin air, ruins float. It's like an old wound that never healed, and now it's bleeding again.
55 FPS. Oof. Okay, that's not a good frame rate. Let me guess, these are all blighted. Flawless crystal. Where are we headed? And what is this? A ladder? Oh. Alright. Enemies? Oh, we're in the camp. That's a nice shortcut. Still at 85 degrees. Let's see how long it'll stay and hold at 95 watts. 7 minutes into the stream. Alright. So it says to go this way. Did we miss a path? Ah, we did. This way. Oh. What's this? Inaccessible. Hope to come back to that later. Yeah, you can see here that, at 95 watts, it's pushing well above 60 frames per second. I mean, I do have DLSS set to share the settings here. So playing at 1440p, uncapped frame rate. I guess maybe capping it to 60 would help. I thought it would help. So DLSS is on, set to quality mode, frame gen is on, and NVIDIA Reflex is on. And graphic settings are medium. I didn't bother changing these too much because it can have a significant impact. Perhaps locking it to 60 FPS will draw less power. Maybe we can get the GPU to cool a little bit. Maybe. Let's see. 90 watts right now. It doesn't respect. It said 60 FPS limit.
Brooke, ready to go?
She's coming with us. Is there anything else here to explore first? That's the camp.